All right, guys, e-learning, week 4, day 2. Here we go. Okay, so I thought I'd do things a little bit differently today because you know what? We're all just kind of trying our best out here, and I'm just trying to see what works. So I'm going to create a Google slide with you guys about measurement that I'm going to share out on Google Classroom for you guys to look at and refer to. I also know some of you guys love to make Google slide presentations. So I'm going to give you the option if you want to make a Google slide presentation. You may. There is a different activity that you're going to be doing is like your practice. But you are more than welcome to make your own Google slide presentation if you would like, all about measurement. So let's start with our joke. Why did the teddy bear say no to dessert? Think about it. Okay. All right. So we're going to be talking about measurement and how measurement relates to each other. So I'm going to title this just measurement. And I just went in and got one that was already created. This is about a field trip. So we're just going to title this thing measurement. And I'm going to put my colon here, Mrs. Cunningham. All right. So first, I'm going to start with inches. Okay, so inches, I'm going to title this. What can you use to measure in inches? This keeps freezing up on me. Hang on a second, guys. All right. You can use a ruler to measure in inches. How many inches is a ruler, guys? 12. A ruler is 12 inches. You can also use a yardstick to measure in inches. Guys, I keep spelling things wrong. There are 36 inches on a yardstick. A yard is equal to 36 inches. A foot is equal to 12 inches. Okay? So you can use a ruler to measure in inches. A ruler is 12 inches. A foot is equal to 12 inches. You can also use a yardstick. I'm guessing this is one word. A yardstick to measure in inches. There are 36 inches on a yard, let's say, in a yard, or on a yardstick. Oh, Mrs. Cunningham did it again. So a yard is equal to 36 inches. You guys don't have to have all of this stuff memorized. Eventually you'll learn it. But I feel like this is a great resource if you want to create your own to keep for when you go to 3rd grade, because it'll be saved on all your Google stuff. Okay. But again, I'm not requiring it, but I thought it'd be kind of fun to make it together. All right. So let's talk about feet. So I'm going to switch this. Feet. So let's talk about feet in a yard. How many feet are in a yard? So there are 3 feet in a yard. Okay, so a yardstick would be 3 feet long. Whoa, Mrs. Cunningham just about knocked her lamp over here. So if you put 3 rulers together, because each ruler is 1 foot, you would get a yardstick. So 3 rulers equals 1 yardstick. So what kind of things do you think you guys would measure with a yardstick? Something that's larger than a foot, right? So you might measure a person with a yardstick, or you might measure a desk with a yardstick, how high a desk stands up, things like that. So let's answer that here. What would you measure with a yardstick? Or, well, we're talking about feet, aren't we, Mrs. Cunningham? So what do you use to measure feet? What do you use? Well, first you can use a ruler, but you're going to have to keep flipping the ruler over and over again if it's longer than a ruler. So let's type that. You could use a ruler, a yardstick, or a tape measure. So let's talk about the difference between these three. So first off, I'm going to get a picture in here of a tape measure. So let's do insert image, search the web, and we're going to search tape measure. You guys probably have one of these at home. So yeah, here's a good one. So let's insert this. Well, hang on. Can I move myself? Oh, look, I didn't know I could move myself. That's cool. Learning new things every day. Okay, awesome. So it makes it big here. This is a tape measure. So these can be really long. This one says it's 8 meters, I think. Okay, or does that say 26 feet? So you can measure something that's up to 26 feet long. So obviously if you're trying to measure how high a door is, this would be good. And what's nice is it just keeps extending out. But this measures in feet also, so it'll show you how many feet something is. So I think this would be a really easy thing to use. And if you guys have one of these at home, it's a good tool to use to measure like a couch or something like that. Okay. So I'm going to stick that in. Mrs. Cunningham. All right. Maybe. Okay, I'm just going to leave it right there because, here, we'll move it a little bit. A little bit more. Okay. All right. Now, what can you measure in feet? If something is only 1 inch, are you going to be able to measure that in feet very easy? Probably not, right? So something that's easy to measure in feet is something that's more than 1 foot long. So if it's like something that's 2.5 feet long, it's easy to measure. So people, where you measure in feet, right? So I'm 5 feet 6 inches. You guys, I'm not sure how tall you guys are. You guys might be 3 feet and so many inches or something like that. Okay. So people are usually measured in feet. Forgot my E. Trying to type too fast. Other things, furniture. Doorways. And what else? Thinking of things in our homes. Kitchen appliances, so like refrigerators and things like that. That stuff's typically measured in feet also. So why do you guys think you need to know how to measure things? Normally this is something we would talk about. So you need to know how to measure things because, think about this. I have a doorway, right, to get things into my house. And I need to move a refrigerator in. Well, before I buy the fridge, I need to measure and make sure it's going to fit through my door because I don't want it outside. Or I have these cabinets that are made and I have I need to get a refrigerator and there's a spot in it for the where the cabinets sit. Well, if I get a refrigerator that's too big, the cabinets aren't going to fit in it. Okay, so I have to measure my space so that when I go to the store, I know how big the fridge can be, or else it's going to be too big and I'm not going to be able to fit in those cabinets. You guys will use measurement a lot as you get older. Okay, so it's important to learn how to measure. We're just learning the basics of it right now, but you're going to learn more and more about measurement. Okay, so we talked about inches and feet, and we've kind of talked a little bit about a yard. So I'm not going to make a whole separate slide. I'm only going to, well, I guess I can. So let's talk about yards here. Just gonna have to do it like this, I guess. Yards. So what do you use to measure yards? So you use a yardstick to measure yards, typically. And Mrs. Cunningham just does not want to put the word yardstick as one. So you use a yardstick to measure yards. typically what in America, we're not going to measure things in yards that often. But you could say how many yards long is your couch. You can measure furniture or kitchen appliances again, things like that. But typically you're going to hear it in feet and inches instead. Okay. So a yardstick is 3 inches long or 3 feet long. A yardstick is 3 feet long or 3 rulers long. That's a way for you guys to think about, to visualize how big a foot is. It's the size of a ruler. Okay. All right. So that's just a little bit of basic information on measurement. We didn't talk about centimeters and meters today, but we will. Later, I think we're going to get to, we've measured in centimeters. So I don't know how much we'll get into meters or anything like that. But so there are 12 inches in a foot, 3 feet in a yard, and 36 inches in a yard. That's the basic thing you're kind of supposed to get out of this. I thought it would just be kind of fun to create and talk about it and talk about why we're learning it and things like that. So this is just a different way to do it. Okay, if you want to create one of these, that's awesome, and share it with me. I would love that. You guys know how to hit share. My email, so you guys would hit share, and what you would do, you guys will have to type in, and you would have to type Mary Kate. Okay, and then I come up. Mary Kate Cunningham, you can do either one of these, okay? You guys would click it, and then you would hit send, okay? If you want me to see it. If you want to make one and you don't want me to see it, you don't have to share it with me. And you don't have to make one at all. That's not required, but I know some of you guys really like to do that, so if you get bored. All right, so I'm going to actually exit off of here. And what you guys are going to be doing on Google Classroom, you're going to be measuring with a ruler. So you need to read the directions. So this says, what is the length of the pencil to the nearest ½ inch? So first of all, I have to look. Okay, this one's in inches. This one's in centimeters. Which one am I going to use? Inches. Now, I need to click on the ruler, and I'm going to pick it up because it's not, look, I can't measure it right now. It's not lined up. So I'm going to line it up the best that I can. And then I'm going to look at the tip. And to me, this one's actually closer to 6 inches. So it says ½ inch. Well, it's the closest to 6 inches. Actually, I guess it'd be closest to 6.5. So then I could type in here, 6.5 inches. Okay. You have all of these to do. Okay. Please make sure you read the directions to know if it needs to be inches or centimeters. All right. When you're finished, you're going to share it with me. Okay. So what you actually what I think you're going to have to do, we have to make a copy. I think you might have to make a copy. So you're going to go in and you're going to hit File, Make a Copy, Entire Presentation. Hit OK. And then this is your own copy because it's not going to let you edit it and if I give you guys access and you edit it, then everybody's will look the same. So you guys need to go again. I'm going to do this again. You're going to do File, Make a Copy, Entire Presentation. This will pop up. You hit OK. All right. So it'll pop up in a new tab after you hit OK. It's going to look like this. You're going to do the same thing. It'll look the exact same. And you have to move the rulers around again to measure. When you're finished, please share it with me. So you're going to hit this, same thing. Share, find my name, type Mary Kate, and it'll pop up. So Mary Kate Cunningham, they're both me. Okay? And then you hit send. So I'm sorry, I should have told you that from the beginning. You need to do make a copy, whole presentation, okay, do the slides, and then share it with me. Okay, you guys can ask me if you have questions. I know this is something new that we've never done before. So if it's a little bit difficult, I understand. Okay, so that is all we are going to do for today. I will be back again with another lesson tomorrow. Thank you guys so much. And the joke, why did the teddy bear say no to dessert? Because it was stuffed. All right. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me again today. I hope you found this pretty easy. I miss you and love you all, and I will talk to you again soon. Bye.